Hey, what's up, Internet? I'm here today with IAmImperfect.
Hello.
Hi. All the way from the UK, right?
Yeah, we are from Sheffield.
That is crazy. So what time is it over there? 6, 7?
7 o'clock.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird. So, how did you come up with your band name?
I had a list of like all different kind of band names, and band names can be so stupid sometimes. Because I think I had like Beyond Infinity and stuff like that, and it was like so cringe. I mean, what does it actually even mean? Beyond Infinity. I mean, yeah. So IAmImperfect. Just it seemed to be kind of like the one that kind of fitted the most.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think, Kelly?
So you sent me a list of the names, and that was after I'd heard a bunch of the tracks, and I was like, Beyond Infinity. That's a bit to infinity and beyond, It didn't ring right.
Yeah.
And I was all for IAmImperfect because it kind of there's an obvious vulnerability in there that to me it sang with some of the tracks. So it just seemed to stick. So my money was on that, and I think it stuck from there, didn't it?
Yeah.
And just stylistically, why did you decide to make it like mushed together as one word?
Say again, sorry.
Why did you decide to like put it all together as one word instead of like 4 words? IAmImperfect.
I don't know. Well, I am. Just I felt like so. If I remember correctly, I had a solo project called Paul Venkman, and when I was looking for band names for that, I used to type it into the Google engine, and there would just be 3 things that would pop up. It would be like my band name, my basically a name relating to a Doctor who was called Paul Venkman, and then Peter Venkman from Ghostbusters. So I felt like the IAmImperfect bit being all kind of one word, I was trying to make it easier for people to find us in the search engine, because like there's nothing worse than trying to type in a band's name, and you try so many times because there's just so many like different tags from people. Everybody's hashtagging now as well, so it's like whatever you're searching for has to go through jump through hoops before it like gets to you. So yeah, I felt like if it was just one word, then it would be easier for people to find.
That makes sense.
It's interesting when the name gets sort of used by bands or promoters or whatever. We get interesting different sort of variations of it. Like sometimes it's all in caps, sometimes it's all in lowercase, sometimes there's spaces, sometimes there's not. It's kind of fun, It's perfectly used, and that's goes with the brand.
So, you play this like industrial kind of synth pop type sound. What's the first band you ever remember hearing that did this kind of thing? Like the first industrial band you ever heard, or the first synth pop band, or
It's strange. That's really broad kind of like question, because I feel like I can't put.
Or one of the first ones that had like a big impact on you.
Solar Fake from Germany.
I love them.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple of times. I saw them in Bradford at the Infest. Like I've forgotten what they call it, like pre-party or something like that. It's before like Infest. And,
Infest's a 3-day music festival in the UK.
Yeah. So I saw them there, and I saw them in Manchester. They played like the Rebellion in Manchester, and that was really awesome. I feel like they're like one of the biggest bands that's had like an impact on me. But yeah, I feel like the first industrial band I heard, I didn't want to say Nine Inch Nails because I feel like that would have just been like a total cop out in a way. But like that, Nine Inch Nails are awesome. Cell Dweller, I'd probably say Cell Dweller actually. The 2000 to 2003 Cell Dweller was awesome. And like, not saying he's not awesome now, but Clayton
Right.
Scott, yeah, he had a pretty, eye-opening like sound and image that I'd never seen before. Yeah, Kelly, your turn.
First industrial band I was sort of listening to is probably Ministry. Jesus Built My Hot Rod,
So you just ask Kelly the questions. He's a lot cooler than me. Like, he's got like more musical roots than I have.
You write all the tunes though, so go where the gems are.
But you make it sound good. That's the thing. It's like if I make the sponge, you're like the icing on top. Yeah.
All right. So your EP, Reincarnate, came out in October, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, start of October.
Yeah.
Did the 5th of October when it came out, did that have some sort of significance, or is it just convenient?
We were doing like a launch party for that. So like in Sheffield, there's a bar called Sydney and Matilda, and we were doing a launch for our EP there. So we wanted to just celebrate the launch and play some tunes and have a good time, I guess. 5th of October. It's not really a massively important date. I think it was like one of those days that like everything just kind of had to fall into place, because I part of my profession is that I tour around the country as a sound engineer, so I don't get like a lot of Saturdays off. So 5th of October just seemed to work out.
Cool. Oh, I see you watching, Angie. Angie from Dead Cool is watching. She says hello.
Hey, Angie.
Hi.
So if you could sum up the message of Reincarnate in like a few words, what would you say? What are you trying to tell people?
A few words.
or more than a few. That's fine too.
Go Paul.
Oh man. The EP is an interesting one because it's like it's taken so long to make and put together. Reincarnate. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a reincarnation of my musical persona, because if you remember, I was talking about Paul Venkman. That was basically a project that had to go pretty much like a I almost had to kind of kill that project in order to kind of like reincarnate myself into something else. And I guess that message behind it is just kind of like, having to basically kill something in order to bring something new out. It's kind of like, you stop being what you are in order to evolve and become something greater than yourself, in a way. Help me.
The name came about because we had to put a name on it. Originally, we hadn't sort of discussed what we were going to call the EP. It was just the EP. And then at the point where we were delivering it to the likes of Spotify and all the other places, we were forced with a scenario where we had to put a name on it. And that led to a conversation about what we should call it, and a bit of a conversation about what the tracks meant. And that kind of bubbled out of it, Paul thinking about what the words were meaning to him. And it just seemed to fit,
Yeah, that track, Start Again, which is like the last track on the EP, that's probably the most about reincarnation when you think about the lyrics, because it's all about yeah. I had an idea that if I ever did a music video for that, it would be kind of like the image of someone basically trying to drown somebody, and then out of it comes like the same person, but they're like a different side to them. They're almost like a kind of like new being in a way, sort of like killing oneself or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah. Sorry, that took a little bit of a weird turn there.
Not very PG-13, that is it.
Over in the comments, Samantha says like a transformation. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you said it took a long time to get it, made. How long were you working on it?
Oh God, I was working on it around. I think the earliest version of Static and Feeling came about during probably sometime towards the end of 2020 to the early 2021. So like that Static and Feeling was the first song that I actually had written, and I'd written probably about 5 or 6 more tunes, but they weren't Inside of Me or Casting Shadows or Start Again. Those songs actually came later. You'll hear from like loads of artists that because the amount of time it takes to write lyrics and record the music, and then there's like mixing and mastering, and you have to check all these things. It takes a long time, and there was like a point where I felt like I'm going to put this out as is, and it's before Kelly even joined IAmImperfect. I was going to release it, and I remember sitting on it for a few weeks thinking, actually, I don't know if anyone would actually want to listen to this, because it didn't really have the sort of impact that Kelly could actually deliver with like the guitars. It wasn't until like guitars got added that it actually started to uplift the track and make it like really big and bold. So EPs, they take a long time. Music, it takes a long time, but in the end, you get a really good, like, finished product.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any like major issues when you were trying to make it? Technical problems or anything?
Not really. I don't know. What do you think, Kelly? I mean,
my main issue was getting it printed on time for the launch.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It's that scenario of you've got so many plates spinning, you've got a gig coming, you've set a date, you've got to get the mix finished, you've got to get the mastering done, and by this point, you've heard these tracks 1 billion times.
Right.
And the last thing you want to do is listen to it another 1 billion times when your final mix gets delivered, and then another 1 billion times when you get your master delivered. So you're going through that, knowing that it's still not done. Once you've signed off on the music, you've still got to get it into the people to press the CD or to burn the CD and to do the artwork and to have it shipped to you. And we did it with enough time, and it didn't arrive. So it was a couple of weeks later after the launch gig when we actually got the physical CDs, but it was uploaded and ready to go on the day. Yeah. So it was fine, but it was, it's just the way it is, Yeah. It's the third CD that I've worked on, and every one has been delivered with plenty of time to be printed and missed the deadline for the gig. So, can't win.
All right. If you
guys...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Eric. Continue. What do you say?
Okay. If you could collaborate with anybody, who would you want to collaborate with?
I'd love to do something with palindromes. I don't know how you feel about that, Kelly.
Yeah, a bit for that.
Yeah, palindromes from London. They're a 2-piece. and they've got some really incredible stuff. I reckon we could integrate the dance trancey side of their spacious music with our gritty industrial sound with the synth pop elements. And like if we did an EP together, I think that would be awesome. I'd love to do some stuff with them at some point, like just a one-off single even.
That'd be cool.
I actually did. I remember doing something with in my old project with some guys from Australia called Blast Radius, and that was really fun. Just sending files back and forth and making stuff in like Logic and putting stuff together. And we released a single, and it was pretty fun. It was a learning experience, but like it was really good fun. Working with other artists, yeah. Palindrance is up there.
We've gigged with them a few times, so the reality is that if we actually did do something like that, we could, next time we're at a gig with them, pull a guitar out, hop on the stage, play it with them, it'd be a lot of fun.
I would have to play like air synth or something, or they have like a drum set. They've got a drum actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget. Keyboards is not my first instrument, so yeah.
Do you have any shows booked for 2025 that you can talk about?
Yeah, we've got a festival called Cable Fest coming up. I think that's early March. Like, or is it late February into March?
February, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think we've got something in April as well, haven't we?
Black Hole Sun Festival.
And that's in Morecambe.
Sunny Morecambe.
Yeah. And I think we might have something else, but everything's just kind of penciled in at the moment.
Are you writing new music already?
Yeah. So yeah, because EP1 was like in the works for 3 years, I never really stopped writing. So I kind of continued just writing music and then sending demos to Kelly to try and give him something to learn with guitars on. So EP2 is in the works at the moment. It's going to be 4. I reckon it's going to be 4 tracks again, and there's been some stuff. If people have come to our gigs before, there's stuff on that we've played live that is going to be on the EP, and there's going to be stuff that they haven't played, so that they haven't heard. So yeah, EP2 is on the way, and it's in bits and pieces, but I'm working on it.
All right. This question is a little bit weird, but I ask everybody a question like this.
Uh-oh.
If you were ice cream, what flavor would you be?
And it's not what you like, it's what you would be.
Exactly.
What ice cream would I be? I don't know. Does it have to? Is it a flavor or is it a brand?
Yeah, whatever. Some sort of flavor or something.
I don't think there's a flavor, so I'm just going to say complicated.
I'll go for Viennetta. It's kind of retro. Chunks of chocolate in.
Because it looks like a wave.
Yeah. It's Viennetta's a Walls chocolate cake thing that you cut slices on, and it's very retro.
All right.
And by the end of it, you've got enough slices. There's loads of broken bits, so you like end up making another slice with all the broken bits.
Yep. If you ever have the chance to get Viennetta, do it. They're great.
I will definitely look into it. All right. What social media are you guys on? Where can people follow you?
So we're on pretty much everywhere. You can find us on Facebook. We are IAmImperfect band on there. We're on Instagram. I think we're called imperfect.in.disarray on there. That's based on a lyric for a song that was never released. And we are on Twitter and we're on TikTok as well, but we don't really post on there as much. However, you can, if you want to stay up to date with any news or anything, if you go to our Facebook and look in the links, there is a Discord link there, and we post things on there, like, things to do with gigs, things to do with news to do with the EP2. And we do post links to our covers, because we do plan to release a cover of the song by Solar Fake, which is from their first album, Hiding Memories in the Sun. We performed it live a few times, and we do plan to release that sometime in the near future.
I look forward to hearing that. I love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a Blue Sky account as well, and we suggest you don't bother with Twitter. Everyone should stop bothering with Twitter or X,
Yeah. All right. And was there anything we haven't touched on that you wanted to talk about?
Why? Am I in trouble?
No.
That does sound like the sort of thing your dad would say to you, isn't it?
I didn't do it. I'm sorry.
Thanks for having us on, Eric. This is a really good opportunity to chat to people and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. What do you want to say to anybody who watches this?
So we have our music out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. It's on our Bandcamp. We are selling merch on there, so we're due to put up our CDs and hoodies and T-shirts on there. So there is going to be merch uploaded, but you can get the EP digitally, including we've got like two different versions of some of the tracks on there, because when we released some of the music, it was kind of self-produced, so I did the mixing side of it and then sent it off to be mastered and then uploaded it. It's called a Dirty Mix. But for the EP, we had someone called Andy McBain. He plays in a band called Cypherdyne, and he mixed the EP for us. And you can hear his mix of the EP, which sounds awesome, on our Bandcamp. It's a good way to find music, good way to hear about news from us. And we hope to see everybody at the gigs, and we get to hang out and have a good time.
Yeah. And anyone who's watching, if they want to reach out and just say hi, feel free to do so. And if you're in your own band or you've got some recommendations for us, chuck them our way. We'll always want to have a listen and see what everyone else is listening to.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, no problem. If you want to hang out after the credits roll, you're welcome to. But otherwise, I look forward to keeping in touch and seeing what you guys put out next.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.